This deck has been pretty good in testing. I had an opponent tell me to kill myself when I was playing it yesterday, which is a pretty good review, I think. Do we want to play this deck, or do we want to play, or do we want to work on that the Orzhov list? Okay, which would take some time to build it. Mono red 8 Phoenix. So it was turn 1. I looted away a Phoenix and I drew a Swiftspear. Then turn 2 I went Swiftspear, Lava Dart, Lava Dart, Lava Dart. Oh, I discarded Dart Phoenix. And so on turn 2 I hit them down to 10 life. I did this because their turn 1 was Eldrazi Temple Go. When I did that, my opponent said, "No shot, you're this all in." I said, "Let's see how this goes." When I won 2 minutes later, they said, "Oh, F off." I had response, I said, "Lol." And then when I won game 2, they had this kind message for me. Won the die roll. And that was how it went. Let's look into 4-lander. Yeah. DRC is pretty nice. Go to 5. No Tunnelingus for my old Nemesis Titan. I mean, Tunnelingus is not very good against Titan, I think. I did report them, yes. Putting back Lava Dart Wraith, maybe? Dox a motherfucker. If you think showing their Magic Online username is doxing them, then I don't know what to tell you. But I also don't give a fuck. I would put their whole government name on here if it was here. when you tell someone to kill themselves, you forfeit all of your I don't know, internet courtesy points. All right, let's try to draw a land here. My old friend Titan. Tough bowl to 5. Should have kept the 4. Definitely not too prep for Titan here. I wonder if the consigns are going to be a good sideboard plan. I feel like on the play we maybe should just try to be aggro. A timely land. Yeah, maybe the Ingus is really good against current builds. All right, let's save the Manamorphose for next turn. Yeah, Dingo did queue for the PT. I'm so excited for him. This is the worst Titan draw I've seen in a long time. Might die next turn. I don't know what to build between Miracles and Blue-White. Do I have some advice? How much stomach do you have for variance? If you can't stomach a good amount of variance, then you should play Blue-White. If you are okay with a higher variance, higher upside build, then you can play Miracles. Do I think I'm getting a next turn? I do currently think I'm getting a next turn, yeah. That might not be correct, though. Right, we'll discard the Swiftspear instead of sacking a land here. All right, again, awkward multi 5, our game. We'll see what they got for us. With Justice Spelunking, I don't think a Titan by itself is going to do it. Although if they have a main deck Bajuka Bog to turn off the Barbarian Rings, that could be kind of bad. Yeah, I guess the Ingus is pretty good against them, huh? I bet Barbarian Rings screw over Dart a lot. I don't know if I would say a lot. I think the rings are worth playing in this stack. I don't think it's that big a deal. You have 14 mountains. Oh, they have the bog in the yard? That's so lucky. Would 1 or 2 copies of Islanders be good in the Delirium deck? For this deck? I don't know. It's just kind of tough to include like extra stuff when we've done so much to cram the Phoenixes in. Maybe Zozu over Ingus because the art is dope. Isn't Ingus just better? Zozu's 3 mana, right? I know you just said for the art purpose, but oh yeah, they could get Echoing Deeps. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zozu's 3 mana. Okay, well this is -1 mana for them, and they didn't put a cave into play either. They did mill a 6 this game. I can concede, right? Oh, they have Splunky, not double Amulet, so gotta make them play it out. Pretty sure we're dead though. Glass Cannon deck. I mean, this is the thing too, is like they're taking so long, they may not know how to do the loop. I don't know. I don't know. They need to ban Titan. And what's funny, I wonder, like, I've been kind of thinking to myself, what does this deck look like if Titan isn't legal? All right, this gives them their 4th type for Delirium. So they copy. They have 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'll just pack it in here. Yeah, so like if you ban Titan, like I wonder what the deck looks like. So you probably go all in on Green Sun Zenith, and I wonder what your Lumra Cultivator Colossus split is. Like do you play, is it like 2 Colossus 1 Lumra? Is it 2 1/1? I think that's kind of interesting. Yeah, multiple Splunkings don't do anything together. I do think on the play I'm just gonna try to race. Consign just, I don't know, just doesn't do that much. Has its moments for sure. Yeah, I think you should ban the card Amulet, but I think if you for some reason chose to ban the Titan instead, I mean the game's a good example. Like they didn't have Amulet that game, and they just still killed me at turn 4. You know, it's like I don't know, but if you did ban Titan instead, I almost just wonder like. I don't know how much worse the deck gets. How much worse the deck gets. 4 Scape Shift, Green Sun Zenith. Yeah, like it's possible. Like the Titan players just end up playing 4 Scape Shift, and it's like, oh, maybe we should have been doing this the whole time. Because I'll tell you this, I don't know if I've ever seen Titans cast Scape Shift and lose. Canister also posted a list with Amulet, so seems busted. Yeah, I mean, I think Amulet is the best card, and I think it's the card that like makes the deck the most reasonable. Banning Besaju is also kind of interesting. Titan would still exist without Amulet. They just have Splunking. There's no more turn 2 wins. Candy's playing 4 Scape Shift. I think that's good. That is a good point. Like, if you ban Titan, the deck does become more miserable somehow. Yeah, I did see Rally the Monastery. I think this card's pretty exciting. Apparently this set is coming out pretty soon. Like, in less than a month. No shot, you're this all in. Spoiler start the 18th, cool. Aether just came out. Well, Aether just came out over a month ago. Still, I do think there's been like a little bit of a weird dynamic where in the winter there's like a 3-month gap between sets, and then it's like 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months. But if we just had like I feel like 2.5 months is like the perfect space. I played green in this deck for Grudge and Rave Revelation. I think that's interesting. I was thinking about playing white for Stony Silence. Did I watch Kibler's video on the current state of Standard? I have not, no. I haven't played Standard in a while. Does Kibler like Standard or not like Standard? I don't think FOMO was bad. I do think Highway Robbery is a little bit better. Could be wrong, though. The gap from Foundations to Aftergift was great. I don't know. I think it's just kind of tough that you have like one long gap a year, and then you have a bunch of like gaps that are too short. And it seems like we could just, if we just evenly pace them, that might be better. He likes to think it could be better. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Modern. Hates being stuck in Rage. Cool. Hating Rage is interesting. I didn't play that much Standard, but I don't know. I always liked playing against the monstrous Rage decks, but I tend to enjoy really fast games. Well, we'll draw land next turn. Although I guess we may not be able to get the Phoenixes back if that happens. I prefer to always have that gap equals fewer sets. Yeah, I think one less set a year would be kind of nice. How do you feel about a set every other month? So here's one thing is I would take as many sets as possible, right? Because I like to brew in new cards. Realistically, I think one every 2 months is like also probably too much. I think 2.5 months is probably for the good of the game about the max. Okay, so should have lethal next turn if we just plot Highway Robbery. I greatly prefer having 4 sets a year. Yeah, I mean 4 is like obviously everybody's got a little bit of a different number. I'll say as someone who like never engages with like Magic subreddits, and as someone who never engages with the Commander product, and I never engage with secret layers, I'm not feeling very product fatigued. But I also play this game full time, so you have to think about that too. But yeah, I don't feel particularly product fatigued, I guess. Well, I hope they don't have an endurance. Yeah, this is my life. So obviously, like, my opinion on this doesn't matter that much, I think. It's like I'm telling you I'm very biased, and I tend to like a lot more Magic sets. But I also encourage you, like, if you are feeling product fatigued, I would encourage you to like stay away from sources of that fatigue. All I'm trying to say. So if I do go Swiftspear, okay, good. They're just endurancing now. It becomes difficult to continue to play the game if you do that. So could you elaborate on that? Because like if as someone who ignoring secret layers and ignoring Commander has no impact on my ability to play the game, right? For Commander players, I have no advice to you on how you can deal with product fatigue. I don't know how you guys do it. Okay, so if I double dart them, they're at 13, and then they're taking 8 down to 5. Versus, yeah, I guess just to put a single dart at the endurance to kill the endurance. You don't need to buy every Commander card. Yeah, but there's just so many cards to go through. Like it's like 150% of the cards I have to go through. Plus secret layers, plus your decks are 100 cards, plus you have more decks. I just don't understand how you do it. As someone who plays dual Commander, I love seeing you do stuff all the time. That's cool. For me, I would get pretty overwhelmed if I was like a Commander main. Y'all remember the One Ring? The appeal of Commander is you never have to know what the opponent's cards do. So everyone is always learning other people's cards. It feels fresh. I see. If we stop buying Magic products that make less sense. Is that the case, do you think? Because I kind of feel like if you buy less Magic products, would they just double the number of sets? Like if they're making half the sales, would they just double the sets? I don't know. Also, do we play Harsh Mentor against them? Harsh Mentor triggers on Shifting Woodland and Aftermath Analyst and Forgotten Cave. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go. Why not clear 6 with Bolt? Did you see me win the game that turn? Also, Bolt has 4 toughness, so that's another reason there. That's probably what you think it is. It has 3. My opponent has definitely been keeping some slow hands here. I think I want to go down to Detectives Phoenix post board. Let's maybe go 2 and play like speculative Harsh Mentors. Let's play Consigns instead, especially because of the endurances. Double the number of sets, half the investment product quality of each individual set. Yeah, the American way. Where do we end up with the Obosh build? The plan is to build the Obosh build on stream after this league. Hot take, I think Rumble's insanely pushed. I don't think that's a hot take. I think it's clearly one of the best cards from Modern Horizons 3. I agree with you. I think I'm gonna save. Oh, sorry, I meant to get the stupid Seaman. Sorry about that. I was gonna save the Bauble for next turn. Grazier's so good against us. I'm convinced no one in R&D even casts the commander cards before they print them. Yeah, I would be very surprised if the commander cards were cast ever before they got shipped. Maybe some of them are, but I think there's like almost no chance they all are. Okay, they choose Aftermath Analyst off the Rumble there. Dark with 8 months. I think we'll come back. Haven't paid attention to Modern in a couple months. Is Temur Breach the boogeyman? Yeah, Temur Breach is currently the boogeyman. It's pretty expected to catch a ban in 19 days. Okay, so let's take a look at our top card and see if we want to play the Barbarian Ring or the Scalding Tarn. It's good that we'll be able to cast a Consign if we draw it. Okay, so we're going to go fetch Steam Vents here. I think my opponent F6 to their turn on accident. I'm gonna go here. So I have the option to go very in here. If I flash back both Nova Darts, I have 2 looks for a Phoenix, which I have a little bit less than 20% to hit one. 2 darts would put my opponent down to 14. I'd be attacking them for 6, down to 8. If I found a Phoenix, they'd be down to 5, and I'd have lethal in the air next turn. Let me see what my top card is. If it's a Phoenix, we have an easy choice. All right, now that we're like less than 10% to hit, let's go ahead and just attack. Hey Spike, would you ever brew a Wilderness Wreck deck? I have brewed. I've probably played Wilderness Wreck more than like 30 times on this channel. If you ever want to know if I've built around a card before, you can go to my Moxfield profile, and you can type the card you want to look at. And yes, we have played many Wilderness Reclamation builds over the years. It's been a card I've been thinking about some lately too. So got bogged. So can bestow a Phoenix probably. And now I can go triple dart the Analyst. Digging for a Arclight Phoenix. So kill this. I need the graveyard this, I think, so that I can try to keep Delirium for the Channeler at the very least. Yeah, I would also love modern on MTGO. It just seems like they don't have the capability of doing it, and if they did, they would have done it by now. So an Arclight Phoenix surveilled here is a win. Not quite that lucky. I don't think I should keep it because it doesn't really do anything. We put our opponent down to 1. I guess I messed up here though. Sorry, I should have darted them because I had the Phoenix to fly the Swiftspear over the Analyst. So we'll see if we lose the game because of this. Was triple dart? Yeah, sorry, it was lethal. I'm not sure what they could do with just a Titan here. If they don't immediately get double Lotus Field, we're in good shape. But as far as Pioneer, modern on Arena goes, is like they've been saying that like Pioneer would be on Arena for like years and years now, and Pioneer is still not completely on Arena. Like I don't know that Pioneer will be on Arena this year. It probably won't be. So it just seems pretty unlikely. So I guess if they have, so they're gonna pick up Beseiju. Wait, this doesn't work though, right? If they Beseiju my Phoenix, they're still just dead. So maybe they have something else? They do pick up the Beseiju. I'm gonna let the dogs in, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna go to combat. How did opponent not have the win? Well, like, what could they have possibly done with just one Titan and an Amulet here? They would have needed, like, other stuff in their hand, right? So they just don't have that stuff in the hand. Imagine Fatal Push. Xerus with 10 gifted subs. Did you also say I would lose this one too? Haste Titan and give Double Strike used to be 16. Well, in order for them to give Double Strike, they would need 2 extra mana or an extra amulet because the Double Strike land costs 4 to activate. Cool, the Monument deck probably. Monk's Opal. Emery, cool. So this is looking like my kind of thing. I'm kind of just never ever beating them having another land to make a Saga token next turn. But they might not have one. Let me save the Bauble for the Swiftspear. Yeah, but yeah, Titan also doesn't even play the Double Strike land anymore. Watery Grave, Overgrown Tomb in the yard, by the way. Another copy of Emery, that's great news for us. The Millover Psychic Frog. Sorry, I should have used the Bauble to scribe. I don't do BNR predictions, but I do what I think I'll say what I think they should do. I don't like to try to predict Wizards of the Coast, man. But I think that they should. I think they should unban Birthing Pod, Umezawa's Jitte, and let's see. I think there's one more we were talking about. Maybe Ponder, maybe Punishing Fire, but some combination of those cards. And I think they should ban Amulet of Vigor and Underworld Breach. So they do have a monument. Please talk to the chat about Uro. You do not want to unban Uro in your consign to memory Malevolent Rumble format. Gonna make a video. I might make a video. I need to make my Image 3 redo video first. I know I'm very late on that. And then I got a video for the new set that's coming out. We'll see. Punishing Fire is bad play experience. I'm someone who actually likes playing with and against Punishing Fire, but I could see, I certainly think that's a valid argument for it. Yeah, also unban your pet cards, of course. Yeah, next new set is like April 4th, I think. Seems to be some good stuff in there. Harsh Mentor seems like an insanely good card to have against them. This is my anti-breach sideboard tech, mostly. Yeah, unban Twin. That would never happen. The card gives me a chance. Did Aether Gif come out last month? I think it came out in January. It's currently March. Maybe it came out early February? It's either end of February or early Aether Gif release date. Oh, February 14th. Oh, well, that is sooner than I thought. Less than a month ago. Does Breach removal on the sideboard? Yeah, they have some removal. It is not 2 mana win the game. Why is Minter good versus does it work on Opal or Mamber? It works on Grinding Station, Imri, Urza Saga. But every time they Grinding Station, they take 2. And so in theory, like you're playing it, and you've also dealt your opponent some extra damage too. I don't think you want to have that card. All right. We'll concede to Invisible Basim. Getting pretty flooded here. 18 lands in the deck. In theory, I think you want to kind of assume that you have dealt your opponent some damage here. Let's cut these, trim one of each of these for 4 Mentors, and click Submit, I think. Is there a card that was considered an iconic modern card in the ban list? Birthing Pod comes to mind. I don't think I want the Heat, so I could be wrong for that. I'm going to give this one a chance. Get a lead on the Channeler. If I draw a land, I'll probably just go Swiftspear next turn. All right, let's stick to the plan. Unban Bloom, ban Amulet's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't think you should unban Glimpse. As someone who's like a really dedicated Elves fan and Elves player, it's just like Glimpse turns are like can be 20-minute turns. It's just like Glimpse is a card you don't want to be playable ever. The turns just take way too long. Yeah, I think Pod would be super fine. I think Pod is like worse than Birthing Ritual even. I think Pod would be super acceptable. I love when I see people play Basim. I think the Hogak, before I could take Hogak this time. Hell yeah. Glimpse is great. Yeah, it's less about like Glimpse being bad or good. It's just more of like you kind of need it to be bad because otherwise the turns take too long. And so I just am not usually a fan of like your strategy of unbanning a card, hoping it's bad and not being sure. If they somehow were really sure, I guess, then they could be fine. So if I keep this on top, I can't get Delirium. Right now, this is 8 plus 2 is 10. If I bolt their face, then so base 5. Yeah, if I bolt their face, then we're presenting lethal. So I think I'm just going to keep this on top. And then we'll attack with the channeler. If they block the channeler, they're dead. Is Blazing Shoal still too good? That's another thing too. Is it's like I sure hope it's not too good, but like like these cards that are like either it's unplayable or the format is worse when they're legal. I just don't like. I don't think this is true of the other cards I've suggested. Although you can make an argument for Punishing Fire, and I think you could make an argument maybe for Birthing Pot or Jitte. But I think I just feel so strongly Jitte is so low power level. And it's also kind of iconic that like I think people would want to come back and play it for a little bit. And when I call unplayable, like I do, Hammer would play 1 copy, and that's where it would land. And Hammer's still pretty bad. Okay, go to game 3. Yeah, it could be interesting for them to test these kind of cards in Magic Online queues. That was a really fun part of Pioneer's existence. Was there was no ban list when Pioneer started besides fetch lands, and they were just like, all right, hey, this is a new format. Come play test it for us. I think that was one of my favorite eras of Magic was early Pioneer. Really fun stuff. Yeah, it's true. Jitte might not see play in Hammer. It would be define the energy mirror. So those who say this, I think that Umezawa's Jitte would define the energy mirror. What is your response to the 4th copy of Goblin? My point is the 4th copy of Goblin Bombardment would be better than the 1st copy of Umezawa's Jitte. The 4th copy of Flage would be better than the 1st copy of Umezawa's Jitte. And energy already doesn't play 4 of those. What do you have any? Do you disagree on that? Do you have a strong opinion on that? I'm just sincerely asking. Sorry, opponent, about the harsh mentor. Don't they banning practically every 2 weeks when Pioneer launch? Yeah, and it was awesome. I loved it. So if they want to enable the monument, they gotta pay the troll toll here. It seems like I really want to play another copy of this. And I think I'm going to play Detective's Phoenix on a Harsh Mentor and then save the Channeler double Bauble. I think Uro would be a huge mistake to unban. Consider this. If you go turn 2 Uro off a Utopia Sprawl, you can put a land into play and consign your Uro trigger. Consider that. Consider also Malevolent Rumble with Uro. Consider against counterspell decks the ability to Shifting Woodland your Uro and just get in there anyways. I think unbanning Uro would be a big mistake. Okay, so if my opponent wants to go take 12 damage to block my Harsh Mentor, they can. Fair enough. Interesting. Cool game. Uro sees basically no play in Timeless right now. I don't know. I don't know what Timeless is like. Yeah, that could be the case. I don't really think that this is a good counter to my arguments. Necessarily. I think Timeless and Modern are pretty different formats. But do you if you disagree that Uro is not problematic in a consigned Rumble format, that's maybe a conversation we can have. I don't know. Consider this as well. Modern has better interaction than Timeless, and in formats with better interaction, cards like Uro tend to perform better. Where you can just use your premium card draw spells to find... you could use your premium card draw spells to find answers that you would otherwise not have access... Like just draw a card, answer your thing. Draw a card, answer your thing. So I'm not that scared of Asma with my Harsh Mentor in play. I'm going to go ahead and just main phase bolt my opponent so that if I find a Lava Dart, I can bring back a Phoenix. Maybe a little greedy. Seems okay. We could keep that. Let's not. So opponent is going to take 2 here. Uro doesn't see play in Timeless because you have Show and Tell and Black Necro decks that are faster, more powerful. So Uro feels like a card that's really lacking in the field. That's good feedback. Again, I haven't played Timeless in a while. But yeah, I like there's also not Force of Negation in the format, right? There's so like just like the lack of 0 mana interaction, I would imagine also makes like cards like Uro worse. Okay, so they're gonna go down to 4, and then when they activate Asmo, they're gonna go down to 2. I do think Dark Depths is, of course, too good for Modern, yeah. For better or for worse, I don't know. Yeah, Luris is also legal there too. That's a good point. Could have they gone discard, deal 6, untap same. Well, my Harshminter is dealing them 2 each time they discard, but so they have to kill it. If they can kill my Phoenix, I might lose the game here. 3rd Monument. Oh wow, yeah. So I'm just dead to them discarding a card on my turn, huh? Wow. Yeah, I guess we're dead. Lester, you didn't like attacking with Phoenix. Make them take 2 damage to Harsh Mentor. Well, I'm pretty dead to the frog, aren't I? Yeah, I'm just dead. Nice game. Cool game. So I think we should have attacked with the Phoenix. That's a good point. Good game. Took your mono red Osmo Monument, ported to Dimir like the second frog. Yeah, we played Dimir Monument for like, I don't know if we played more than 1 league. I didn't like it as much as mono red, but I'm curious to see what your build looks like if you want to share it. GG's. Your build looked pretty similar to what I had. This was a while ago. I feel like I was maybe main decking a bunch of forces. I can't remember. I know I didn't end up playing Basim, which is maybe a mistake. I'm obviously a big Basim fan. Yeah, I'm assuming Overgrown Tumors for Haywire might. Okay, good thing to be able to play against Belcher here. Yeah, I think I was maybe not playing Emery. We could compare once Gracious, I guess that's how you say the name, pulls up. Might have been okay to keep the Bolt, but definitely have a lot of like better sequences next turn if we graveyard it. Like 3rd land could let me bestow Detective's Phoenix. Can maybe get some Arclight Phoenixes going. Could get Delirium going. Draw a 2nd Channeler could be good. But it goes to 13. Yeah, but it could have kept the Bolt for sure. New Oblivion Ring just dropped. Like there's new spoilers today? Okay, so if I go double dart this, flashback dart and bolt them, they'll be at 9 life, and I'll have triggered prowess 4 times. So this will be 5 plus 3, so this puts them to 1. If I can bestow Phoenix and keep Delirium, that's lethal. That's kind of ambitious. I played Dimir Monument, the RC. I wish I was on Emery. Every time I resolved 2 Monument, I won. I mean, I agree at resolving 2 Monuments winning. So the idea is that Emery lets you do that more often. That might be true. I mean, it's probably not false. So maybe what I should do is use this dart on my opponent. And if I'm able to mill over enough mana value to bestow the Phoenix, then I can bestow on here instead. I would have to also get Delirium. Spell Skittles, the 51 months. Thank you. Welcome back. I did see the Colorless Aldrezi list from Australia. I thought it looked pretty cool. I thought the Null Drifters were kind of interesting. I was like surprised to see them, but okay, so it's the same amount of damage if I Phoenix or if I don't Phoenix, unless they counter it. But I have the upside of milling over a creature or a lava dart for lethal, or a Faithless Looting or Highway Robbery. Or, yeah, I guess Detective's Phoenix is a creature, huh? Alright, don't have the mana to cast that, so we'll keep that on top. Oh, also, I forgot the Prowess trigger, so it is actually lethal. Okay, so we're on the draw against Belcher. Mintor's kind of good against Tamashi. I think I'm just going in on the consigns, and then I'm going to do my normal, just like trim one of each thing here I've been doing. I think I like Highway Robbery more than FOMO because our incident sorcery count is kind of low. I think I have played FOMO in a build similar to this a little while ago, like when looting first came out too. Yeah, turn 3 win. You have a lot of turn 3 wins with this build. Kind of have to. Which is part of the idea of playing this deck at all, is that you got to go really fast in these builds. And I think this build is appropriately fast. FOMO is a better Delirium enabler. Yeah, I'm not that worried about Delirium, though. Steam Vents, Steam Vents, Steam Vents. Okay, what I like about graveyarding this is if my opponent goes 2 mana creature plus flare, or if they counter my Manamorphose anyways, I'll still have Delirium on the attack, although they're drawing Portable Hole, although that's also not probably going to be castable this turn. 3rd Manamorphose. Thanks, Light. Glad you like the stream. What do you want here? Pick one. Okay, I think I'm down to save these Manamorphoses for next turn. I also really do not want to get my a Manamorphose flared, but I think I should probably go phase instead. Not play too scared. Sorry for rhyming. I'm going to keep the Mountain here, because if they counter my Manamorphose, Dart Flashback Dart gives me like a total of 6 looks at a Phoenix. Do you think Miracles can finally beat Belcher? Yeah. You play a lot of counter magic. Actually, now if they counter, they're just dead to Dart. I also have the Barbarian Ring. So I guess I'm going to be leaving up the option to sack the ring. Obviously, that'd be a fine card to grab, but we just get so many looks like an Arclight Phoenix, and they could still counter this Manamorphose. It would have been better if a Phoenix had been surveilled over instead of drawn. We do have a looting in the yard, I guess. I think because we have the Barbarian Ring, it's like, why do we need to care about this Lightning Bolt? Okay, so we're going to draw another Arclight Phoenix, I bet. Yeah, it seems better to go Dart plus Barbarian Ring. This is just going to be beating a counter magic, or sorry, a counter spell. Seems like the main thing to play around. And I also get 4 more looks at an Arclight Phoenix. Which is why we're doing this main phase. And it just does seem like they have a counter spell, so I don't think we're supposed to go for the looting. It is very funny. The one Phoenix we drew was just off the Manamorphose draw instead of a Surveil. We did find a Detective's Phoenix. what's kind of fun about Detectives Phoenix is we do get 2 more surveils off of it. Yeah, they could have sync. Okay, so now we'll bestow Detectives Phoenix because this gives us a free Arclight. And this beats a sync. Huh, this is actually my only other creature, but I have 6 types in the yard, so it should be fine to just do this. My only other creature besides the Phoenix. I'm gonna get another one here, I think. Never lucky. Another turn 3 win. Maybe through interaction. We beat any counterspell and any 1 disruption spell. Giving me 2 extra damage that we didn't need. Yeah, War for Crypt, that would get us. Right. Nice. And I remember when Belcher was like briefly like one of the top deck to beat. I really liked that environment for whatever that's worth. Is 1 or 2 Arena of Glory for DRC too greedy? Yeah, definitely too greedy in your Lava Dart Detectives Phoenix deck. Barbarian Ring deck. Titan is a combo deck Kappa. I'm not sure where the cap is, but yeah, it is. I don't think Belcher's terrible. I just think it's and I think it's likely about to get a lot better. All right, take a look at Grash's build of Demir Monument. 2 Basim, 4 Frog, 4 Push. So I remember when I was building this deck, I had a concern that what should I type to search this up? Monument probably. That the lack of speed would make you like have to play counter magic. Because if you're not playing a matchup where like just killing creatures is going to slow them down, I don't know what we can do. So when I was playing, I also did like Lord Revealed. It like triggers Monument, lets you cast Asmo, and I was also a Force of Negation deck, so obviously a little bit better here. Yeah, but I ended up feeling like I needed to play a bunch of counter magic, but maybe this was wrong to play this much. Would maybe just play counter spell over Force. Oh, sorry. I meant to Bauble first. Okay, cool. I think I'm like desperate enough for some action that I'm gonna not cycle the Wraith right now. I'm just gonna, or I'll cycle it this turn because I can still find another Bauble. Okay, just pass. Am I testing one or two Cannoneers for Black-White matchup? That's interesting. I think it's pretty good against them. You can play Torpor Orb too. Torpor Orb turns off your Asmo ETB. But that's okay. I still think Rumble is the ban, slows 2 decks. Are you counting Titan as one of the decks? Because like Titan isn't even like banning Rumble would like not really affect Titan, I think. A lot of people don't even play it. Maybe I'm confused on what the other deck is supposed to be on this list. Oh, Breach and Eldrazi. Sure. I think banning Rumble instead of Breach is pretty silly. Just in general, but it's not the worst. Not the worst idea. Rumble is quite good. There's a Mox Amber, Stomping Ground, Lantern, Jace. If they want to cast the Lantern, they have to sack the spawn token. I do think something from Eldrazi. I mean, nerfing Eldrazi would be kind of nice. I think I'm getting a little tired of the deck, but it also like is weak enough to like aggro and combo that it's probably not the worst effect on the metagame. It's just like Eldrazi just chomps up mid range and is weak against the other decks. If they choose Lantern, they choose to not play the Lantern this turn. Killing this Tomio seems pretty important to turn off Amber and Opal. Although I think I need to play this instead of going Barbarian Ring plus start. Perfect. My opponent has Lantern in their hand, so I'm definitely going to sack this turn, by the way. Keeping Manamorphose seems good enough. Even though we lose the upside of being able to maybe put a Phoenix into play this turn if there was a Phoenix underneath this Manamorphose. The most played card of Modern is Consign. Decks splash blue for Consigned side. Eldrazi, in my opinion, limits what top end or slow fair decks can be because Eldrazi goes over the top of those strategies. Pretty warping for the meta. I think this is a fine argument. Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of like how Eldrazi plays in the format. I think it's pretty. There's a lot of like unfunness with it. I agree. I also think that there is a positive aspect of having a deck like Eldrazi around, where Eldrazi polices the mid-range decks. Combo decks and aggro decks police the Eldrazi decks, and the mid-range decks police those. There's like an interesting metagame balance between like those four dynamics. If Eldrazi is legal, I do think that it's not the best play experience though. I would, I think one thing especially about this too is like your win rate as an Eldrazi gamer always feels really proportional to how many K commands have you drawn in any given game. So if they don't sack the Lantern right now, they're dead to Barbarian Ring. Yeah, but I'm not trying to be an Eldrazi defender. All right, so we're going to put our opponent down to 2. Can no longer sack the Barbarian Ring. K-Command should be in sorcery. I mean, there's a lot. I don't understand how K-Command got printed. All right, this is either a concession pause or, oh no, I feel so bad I top decked Underworld Breach pause. Thankfully, it's the latter. Maybe should have darted response. No, I already used my dart last turn because they had the Lantern in the hand. We needed to use it that turn. Otherwise, they X out with the Lantern. All right, get in there. How would I weaken Eldrazi? Ugin's Lab and Mycospawn, but they don't really feel bannable. I mean, K-Command is like... The meme of like, did you draw K-Command? You win is kind of real. K-Command is like such a ridiculous card. It is one of the best cards in the format. I kind of think if it didn't exist, the vision of what Eldrazi as an archetype was supposed to be would be a lot more reasonable. Yeah, then Kolagun's command gets to be K-Command again. I think Rumble's better than K-Command. Well, Rumble's more versatile. If I was playing Eldrazi, I would like certainly prefer them to ban Rumble instead of Eldrazi. But Rumble's very good. Rumble's very good. I think at the very least, like, you could watchlist Rumble, you could watchlist K-Command, but I personally wouldn't hit either archetype this BNR. I have actually snapcasted K-Command before. Wish it was a little bit better. I think K-Command is a card that, because it's only good in Eldrazi decks, makes it fine. What's kind of interesting about that point is that I've trophied multiple leagues splashing K-Command in non-Eldrazi decks. For whatever that's worth, I don't know. Is this breach propaganda? No, we're doing something that no one on Earth is usually capable of, which is, yes, breach needs a ban. Okay, we can talk about something else too. Sequencing here is kind of weird. All right, I think I'm gonna forgo the prowess trigger off the Bauble. Just cast this down. My black deck with K-Command won the challenge. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's cool. Or was it Selfie? Because I know Selfie plays like a different version of that deck. Yeah, I think Selfie was playing Seer, which I wasn't playing. I think Selfie was playing Saga, which I wasn't playing. I don't know if how much his list has changed since last time I saw it though. Any news on the Blue Red Phoenix front? I have like been working on it a little bit. I haven't like play tested it recently. The thing with Blue Red Phoenix is you can play Blue Red Phoenix when the card Force of Negation is really, really good, I think. That's when Phoenix really shines. And so that briefly like was the case like when Creativity was really popular. But yeah, I think Force of Negation just needs to be more popular for me to want to play it. Or sorry, not more popular, but better positioned rather. Okay, so pretty easy turn this turn. Manamorphose into Swiftspear, Bauble. I did not click anything for this Manamorphose, but it still gave me double red, so thankfully I don't have to lose my mind. That's good. Love that for me. So I'm attacking them for 7 this turn, and then I can go double Phoenix next turn, can't I? I probably have another turn 3 win. Let's see if this top card is Underworld Breach. It's a preordain. Is K Command the issue with Soul Lands? I mean, obviously they go really well together. I think together they are like if you didn't have one or the other, it'd be less of a conversation. I would definitely be playing K Command and like Tron builds if it were legal though. I actually have played it without Soul Lands. Or at the very least without Eldrazi Temple and like a kind of weird Tron list. I thought it was okay. Okay, so we had a turn 3 kill. So did my opponent. That seems fair. Let's go to game 3 real quick. We can take a look at their list by making them go through it, but I want to finish this league and then build the Obosh deck. So let's keep going. All right, I'll put back a Phoenix. Not quite that greedy. No, it's Obosh. It's Necro Ketchamos Obosh. We played against an opponent who had. It was their idea, not ours, but we feel like we could tune the list a little bit. So I'm probably just gonna like finish tuning it on stream, and then I wouldn't expect to play it on stream tomorrow, but we'll see. This is kind of the shell. Not sold on Obosh. I mean, it just doesn't cost you very much. Like, it costs you, like, 1 Shieldred in your deck. And then your Soul Spikes can deal 8 damage. If Soul Spike's dealing 8 damage, you're wrong. I don't want to be right. So that's Delirium. Ooh. So I think I need to wait on this looting because I don't have any mountains to possibly Lava Dart, but that's obviously pretty exciting. Top deck. You do more than one Shelly? Yeah, I just think with Guide, Pride, Solitude, you don't need more life gain though. Could be wrong. Like it could be right to not land on Obosh, but to me, like that's a big part of what's exciting about it, I guess. All right, I guess we just play the Mentor this turn. The co-host on Jerry T podcast, Niall. Must have missed that. Oh, fetch land value. Not yet, Torben. We're getting fire spouted? Wow. Well, okay, that's the best possible top deck, so that's good. All right, let's hope that there is a spell underneath this Wraith. Damn. All right, so we can put our opponent down to 2 with Barbarian Rings available, but 2 is not 0. My opponent's potentially far away from comboing. 4 cards in their hand. Uh-oh, they have a breach if they're tapping red this fast. Their graveyard currently needs some help. Okay, cycles the spell bomb. Good news. Feeling pretty good about our spots. It's gonna be hard for my opponent to deal with my Swiftspear and deal with the Barbarian Rings here. And we get the match. All right, let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Losing only to the very cool Dimir Monument, Brew. Okay, opponent's on the mull to 6 on the play. We're on the draw this time. Yeah, that was a really sweet deck. Maybe Pro gets a band. If Pro gets a band, 2 12-hour streams. Okay, I'm not really super equipped for Leyline Scion, I guess. I have the consigns of the board. What's wrong with Burning Tree as a Manamorphose? Well, that was like the idea of this other deck. Like, I don't know. There's some stuff to like about this build, but yeah, this deck is that. You have the nut draws of like Burning Tree, Manamorphose, Midnight, Shatterstorm into Convoke out Ancient Empyrosaur, or go into Thrasta. Nice for our opponent to have a painless mana here. Kind of interesting. Do we double bolt the Kavu? We do need Delirium, as nice as a second Channeler could be here. Yeah, seems like this is a double bolt Kavu game. I'm going to keep the second Channeler. I think it's kind of close, but like we have the option to just go all in and go Channeler, Bolt, Dart, and then if we just mill over a Phoenix in 6 looks, we're in great shape. And if we miss, we can probably bestow Detective's Phoenix, and maybe the Detective's Phoenix goes over Arclight Phoenix. And I can kill this Kavu too with the Bolt, Dart. I have seen the Gruul Pump Boggles deck. I've actually played something kind of similar a long time ago. It's not an archetype I believe in, but I think it is cool. Oh, sorry, I don't have enough mana to bestow the Phoenix this turn. No Delirium, no Arclight Phoenix yet. This is Delirium. Could keep that to just flashback the looting. Let's not do that though. No Scion, no Scion. Anything that's not a Scion is fine. Maybe double binding's not that kosher though. I don't know. Cycle this. Cycle this. Cast a looting. Discard. Two cards in their hand. Binding into Scion. Ugh. We'll play it out, I think. If they never draw another creature, this game is technically winnable, but not feeling great. That is the perfect draw, as you need when this kind of stuff is happening. No, go. Well, I might get some gifted subs from the. I'm not even gifting 5 subs on this one. No. Listen, but no, like I don't know if you're going. Listen, if the last time you said concede, we can't win. We won last time. Surely I need to play it out. My opponent's drawing a consign. I'm bringing back 2 Phoenixes, which don't do much right now. But if I can bestow 2 Detectives Phoenixes on one, then we'll be going somewhere. If I can get a 3rd Arclight Phoenix, oh boy. I've thought about Detectives Phoenix plus Magmatic Channeler. I guess I don't exactly see the vision there, but there's maybe something. I don't know. I agree we're unlikely to win, but maybe we could try. Scion does have flying, yes. I kind of want to bestow this turn, given that we had to sack a land. Yeah, maybe. All right, now we'll go to the next one. The hand was another binding, jeez. All right, Consign's in. I think we'll bring in the Heats as well. What if we just got the Wraiths and the Detectives Phoenixes? It's kind of an interesting plan. Let's try it. Wait, where did my lands go? Oh, they're over here. What's the name of the black-white MDFC? It's like Wings, I think? Something Wings? Ethereum Wings? Probably not it. Delirium for Heat is sketch where you cut all detective. I think it's going to be fine. Glasswing Grace. Thank you. Glass. It's a reference to that one, like, Gate Drift common that was pretty good in that format, in the limited format. All right, let's keep this. Hopefully they're on the Leyline Scion hand. Isn't the average mana value in the stack a bit too low to consistently bestow Detective? We have 4 Street Wraiths, which are mostly the combo. And between Looting and Highway Robbery and Dragon Range's Channeler, you do just churn through your whole deck really quick. Do I want to play any basic planes? Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is plot the Highway Robbery. This is bad if they have a Scion this turn, but that we can't consign. But I think it's nice to be able to go Channeler into Highway Robbery. I might loot away a Consign and then be pretty close to Delirium to Heat whatever they play. So this is better against Kavu. Alright, let's build the black-white deck. 3-2 Phoenix, 3-2 with Miracles today. Domain Zoo seems tough. Alright, it's gonna build this deck.